Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, the Yankees continue to not take advantage of a relatively soft part of the schedule that they have right now. Dropped 2 out of 3 against the Washington Nationals on the road, and really offense kind of laying an egg in the bottom 2 games there where you kind of say, if Judge and Soto doesn't do something, they can't score runs. And if that comes to the case, we get to the postseason. Where's the rest of the offense going to come from? Because, we just see the Yankees pretty much, other than the Judge and Soto show, not really get enough from the other guys there. And again, this could be a significant problem. So we'll jump into the episode real quick, but make sure you subscribe to this podcast, Section 420 Talkin Yankees, and there's a YouTube version of the show as well. Just dropped the latest episode about 2 days ago. Touched upon a number of different issues, such as the September roster when it expands, who should be up there, and some other issues, mainly the Yankee bullpen as well, which is going to be another problem once we get into the postseason. I kind of point that out. So go to YouTube, Section 420 Talkin Yankees, subscribe to that channel as well. So Yankees in disappointing fashion. Again, this is a real soft part of the schedule, but you just see the Yankees not taking advantage of it. Okay, they take 2 out of 3 against the Chicago White Sox. That's a team you should really sweep at that point. Drop 2 out of 3 against the Detroit Tigers. Okay, take 2 out of 3 against the Colorado Rockies. But again, that's another series, especially at home, that you should almost take all 3 games there. And then, of course, we look at this National Series. And the Nationals, again, pretty much, don't like to really, they're trying to make a push for one of those last wild card spots there. But still, this is a team that you go down there. The Yankees, you got your top 3 starters who are throwing the ball at least the best right now of all 5 of them, and that's Nestor, Cole, and Rendon. And the best you can do is come out with this one win there. The first game by Nestor, again, Nestor, another brilliant start. Offenses give you just enough there. Judge not hitting a home run, but robbing one, at least having an impact on the game there, and more of a crisp win. And then the second 2, you just get nothing from the offense. Again, doesn't really get strong starts. And again, I'm not going to get on Cole and Rendon for the most, because they've been really good over the last couple of weeks for the most part there. So get cuffed around a little bit. It's not the end of the world. Even though I know Rendon's kind of annoying there, because when he's bad, it seems like he gives up runs early on, and then that's it. But then, you're behind 4-0 or 5-1, and you can't really do anything at that point there. But nevertheless, Rendon overall has been better lately, so I'm not going to get at him. But it's really more about this offense, which is the problem up and down the lineup. And not the last YouTube episode, but I guess the second from that one, did a kind of a comparison roster spot compared to this team to the last time the Yankees won a championship, and that was 2009. And I went position by position, and then collectively the starting rotation and the bullpen. And I said, all right, head-to-head, who would you rather have, the 2009 version versus right now we have in 2024? So, for example, I would compare Gleyber Torres now versus Robinson Cano 2009. Well, obviously, you would take Robinson Cano. So, that's kind of the premise of that. And, well, long story short, basically, the 2009 team won by a landslide. It was a slaughter by 9-2. And, of course, the only 2 victories the 2024 team had, this current team had, well, you don't have to be a rocket science to figure that out, would be Judge in center over Melky Cabrera, okay, and then in right field, Juan Soto over Nick Swisher in right. So, those are no-brainers there. And if you want to look at Nick Swisher, not exactly a scrub that year. He hit over 20-something home runs, had 82 RBIs. So, he had a good season. Probably in normal circumstances, if you're not compared to someone like, Juan Soto, who's probably going to be a future Hall of Fame, you could probably almost count on that. It's not really anything bad on Swisher. So, if that's the case, then you're not really too impressed. So, if you look at the starting rotation, the pitching relief, and then all the other positions, third base, catcher, stuff like that, you would take the players from the 2009 team versus what we have now there. So, again, once we get into the playoffs there, that's going to be a problem because what we've seen that the offense usually doesn't show up, and you know what they're going to do. Opposing pitchers, they're just going to basically you can't intentionally walk Judge and Soto each time there, but if you just don't give them much to hit there, and then just let the other players try to beat you. Let Gleyber Torres try to beat you. Let Verdugo try to beat you. Let DJ LeMahieu try to beat you. I know Austin Wells is kind of he's kind of really he's stepped up. He's kind of really found the groove as this kind of cleanup hitter there. He's found the power stroke a little bit. Okay, he likes some of the stuff Wells is doing there, but still up and down the lineup there, you need other guys contributing, and it's just not the case. Then you just look at the drop off. After Judge and Soto, then, okay, the next maybe guy in terms of a home run, is Stanton, great at the 20s. He's like 23 right now. But the rest of the guys, you only got 10, 11, 10, 10, 11, 9. There's not that much power or production up and down the lineup other than Judge and Soto. And again, you get Stanton. He's been poking the ball around a little bit, but still not consistently getting hot. And this, again, I just think this is going to be a big problem. And the Yankees just getting squandered. I know they're in first place right now, and you have 20-plus games over 500, so why are you complaining, stuff like that? But, this has been a real soft part of the schedule that the Yankees is not taking advantage of. And, it might be a situation that, especially you have that series late in September between the Orioles and the Yankees. Again, the Orioles could still sneak in and sneak in and catch this AL East there. and you're going to be kicking yourself because you had all these games where you could have maybe paired yourself up a good lead in the alias where, that last final series in September maybe doesn't mean much because the Yankees could be so far ahead, or if they just win one game, that's it, and they could clinch. But it's probably going to come down to why, and they have no one but themselves to blame because they've been, again, letting a lot of easy wins against teams go away, and they've got another one coming up here. So come right back to the Bronx and host the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals themselves, they're 10.5 games out of the NL Central, so that's not look good for them. And they're about 7 games out from one of those final 3 wild card spots in the National League there. So, I'm sure they'll be motivated to play. But again, this is a team about 1 game under 500. But of course, the Yankees are probably, at best maybe get 2 out of 3 again. But they're not taking advantage of a team clearly you're better than. Having the Yankees come back and sweep them just to sort of make up, losing 2 out of 3 against the Nationals. How about that? But we probably won't see that. Maybe at best they only take 2 out of 3. But I can also see them, maybe only taking 1 out of 3 games. This is the way this team has been lately. Especially again, they're not going to have their best 3 guys lined up collectively for those 3 games there. So, we'll see what the Yankees do. And again, it just seems like a theme of them playing down to their competition. And that's got to be a little bit of worrisome once we get to the postseason, which I think one way or another they're getting in, whether it's the AL East or one of those 3 wildcard spots. I think they're good for that. I mean, that'd be quite a monumental drop-down loss, disaster if they don't make the playoffs at all. And then definitely Aaron Boone's gone. I mean, that's not even sort. But I don't think that it'll get to that point. I think the Yankees will get a little stronger in September. Of course, the rosters expand. Kind of covered that in the latest YouTube episode. Of course, you have Jason Dominguez coming up, and I'm sure they'll want to carry one other pitcher. You can't bring up 2 pitchers. You can only have a maximum of 14 pitchers there, so you can't kind of stack the deck there. So it'll be him and probably another bullpen person. And it looks like Rizzo's working his way back now. A couple weeks ago, I was going to almost be like, all right, no, Rizzo, take your time. Ben Rice is fine. I know he had the 3 home run performance against the Boston Red Sox and, poked one here and there, stuff like that. But still, Ben Rice not really fully taking advantage, of the situation. I mean, he's hit a little under 200. I mean, at this point, enough sample size where he should be doing a little bit better than that. So he's kind of letting Rizzo take this job back, and it just looks like that will be the case. Again, Rizzo playing in the minors. They even hit a home run the other day there. So you're probably going to see Rizzo back with the team. And again, just because, obviously the leadership. He's a veteran. He's making like $20-something million. You'll probably see him over there once he's back healthy over Ben Rice. Again, I guess comparatively head-to-head, you'd maybe, just for defensive reasons, rather have Rizzo, even though, early in the season he kind of booted a few. Usually he doesn't do that. But again, you traditionally like a left-handed first baseman, just for all sorts of angles in terms of throws and groundouts, a little bit more better than a right-handed like Ben Rice is. Even though Ben Rice has been okay defensively, not saying he's been bad there, but again, offense, he should be picking up a little bit more. And he had a little thing going for himself for a while. He was a leadoff hitter there, and then kind of let all went to hell. But if you look up, up and down the rest of this lineup, though, you just need more guys contributing. And the idea that, they were losing 4-1 in the middle game of the Washington series. Now they came back and had a little rally there going the ninth, but the tying and go-ahead runners on, couldn't really punch through there. But still, at going into the ninth, you're down 4-1. I mean, that's no excuse. And then, of course, you lose the finale game 5-2. It's just, again, you just need more. And it's, it's not like that ballpark's like some sort of cavern. I mean, it should be an easy ballpark, for the Yankees to score some runs in there. So, very big disappointing. You just need other guys to contribute. That's really been the theme. And if you go back to the comparison to the 2009 Yankees team, I mean, you look at the catching position, Jorge Posada, the first base position, Teixeira, pretty much almost the entire infield you'll take over this current team right now. And, of course, the only 2 that you would take from this year versus 2009, these are 2 no-brainers, Judge and Juan Soto, because they're like first ballot Hall of Famers. It's not any comparison there. But other than that, a lot to worry about with this current team there. So they're probably going to roll along there, probably get into the playoffs. But one issue is going to be the offense. Can someone else but other than Judge and Soto do something on this team? I know Jazz gave you a couple home runs this series. Great. Again, you like him. You like the fact that he's back, and it's all good, all well and good. But you need more up and down this lineup than just 2 guys there, 2-man show. Because when it comes to the playoffs, they're going to shut those guys down. They're not going to pitch those guys, and someone else is going to have to step up. And then I dissected more about this, Yankee bullpen. Clay Holmes right now, I mean, he leads relievers in blown saves. I don't think that's really a big issue for him. I just think the more issue is, who are the other guys in this bullpen that's not really, battle tested for the playoffs? The only guy you can really look at is maybe Tommy Kahnle. Other than that, you take him out of the equation, and this is kind of a first go-around for Luke Weaver in a big spot. Can he handle it? You take someone like Jake Cousins, Tim Hill. Now, I know Tim Hill came up with the Royals there, so he's got some experience, but again, he's kind of a little bit long in the tooth. I mean, 34, 35 years old. I mean, can he get those big outs like he did way back when he came up with the Royals and they had that little run back in 2014, 2015? I don't know. And, of course, Clay Holmes, he got a little sampling in 2022. He was okay, but still, can he get some big outs in a closing Game 5 or a closing Game 7? We don't know yet. I mean, again, we've seen Clay Holmes be good, but just the way the way that sinker works and they hit the ball on the ground sometimes. Sometimes it eats some infielders up. Sometimes it's one of those dribbling, what you call a swinging bunts, where he executes the pitch well. Person takes a sloppy hit, but it just rolls enough where you can't really defend the ball and get it thrown out at first. Sometimes now the runner's on first, and you look, Clay Holmes gave up a single. He stinks. No, it's just sometimes in bad circumstances as well, which I think if you look at those blown saves by Clay Holmes, there's been some where he hasn't been good, and there's been some where he's just had some bad luck. But overall, you look at this bullpen collectively, can these guys get some big outs in the postseason? Again, there's a lot of inexperience there, and Cashman's been tinkering, bringing new guys in all the time, up and down. And as I mentioned in the last episode on YouTube there, I think it's going to be Luis Gil is going to be the X factor. I think when he does come back, maybe they give him a start, maybe. I think they're going to use him out of the bullpen. And as you look at his innings limits, he's never gone this far before on the major league level, and I think he's better off as a weapon coming out of the pen, whether that's to pitch 2 innings, whether that's pitch 1 inning, maybe set up for Clay Holmes as an 8th inning guy just come in. At that point, you could just unload the tank. You have to worry about conserving yourself, so you could go 99, 100 miles per hour, which I'm sure Luis Gil can. Again, if he's out to conserve himself for 5-6 innings. So overall, you look at his bullpen's weak, but I think the X factor, at least the little saving grace, could be Luis Gil as long as he comes back from that lower back strain that right now he's on the IL for. So that's the episode. Disappointing series down there in Washington. Again, you need more from this offense and the Judge and Soto there. And of course, as we look ahead, September, roster will be expanded. We'll see how that kind of figures in everything. But a lot of players have to step up, not only the position players, but also this bullpen. And again, it's going to be a little tricky once we get into the postseason. Someone like Luke Weaver has been overall good for the Yankees. Can he do this in the big time to show with all the spotlight and everything on him? Remains to be seen. Catch you next time.